As you heard, I have a bioengineering degree from Rice University, a law degree from Harvard Law School, and at the age of 23, I'm the youngest bar attorney in the state of Texas. And in spite of all of that, I'm only just now coming to the realization that I am an anomaly. If my life were to go according to statistics, then somebody who comes from a single-parent household, young black male, in the South, who spent a good amount of time having to look up to see the poverty line, shouldn't be in the public education and higher education pipeline you're going to talk about later. He really should be in the public education and prison pipeline. And so, as I look out across the room and I realize that I'm standing in front of a whole bunch of educators and people who come from all these different universities, and I have to wonder, how am I standing here when so many similarly situated people are out in Huntsville right now? And the first thing that most people want to say is, because you're smart. And in fact, I heard that quite a bit growing up, that you're smart, so your smarts will take you far. And in spite of all of the accolades, in spite of starting high school at 12 and leaving high school at 14, it might surprise you to hear that I was nervous and did not believe that I could succeed in the STEM field that I had chosen. And the reason why is because I had known plenty of smart people who went off to college and were not successful. People who were top 10%, top 10. Even some valedictorians and salutatorians who, when they got to college, had to change their major if they graduated at all. And I thought to myself, surely if they could not, how could I? But I guess I started to believe the hype a little bit that smart was enough. And so when I got to my first year in college, I had a biology class, and I still laugh at this story a little bit. I thought that smart was enough, so I figured in the week leading up to my first major test, I could start studying. Well, I got a book that was thicker than anything I had seen before. Keep in mind, I went to law school, so I've seen plenty thicker books now. But the chapters of this book were bigger than some books that I had read. And I had to cover 6 for my first exam. I worked hard, pulled some all-nighters, and only got through 3 of the chapters. Now, I knew those chapters backwards and forwards, so every question asked about those first 3 chapters, I got right. 25 for 25. The problem was that biology is not something you can fake. So the other half of that exam, I got 0 for 25, which averages out to a perfect 50, and that was the first grade I got that semester. Now, at that point, I had to take a look in the mirror and realize smart might have gotten me this far, but smart wasn't what was going to get me through. And it was going to be consistent and hard work. And so, after class, I was reviewing my notes. Before class, I was studying. And I got through all the chapters for my subsequent exam and never made below 98 in that class for the rest of the semester. And it had occurred to me that the reason why I was able to be successful in that situation was because of consistent work ethic and a spirit of perseverance. That's not stuff I picked up in the classroom. That isn't anything that had to do with me being smart, but actually came from my grandfather, who was a farmer out in East Texas, and he told me that if you want to reap in the reaping season, then you better sow in sowing season. And it occurred to me that my intelligence wouldn't be the thing that got me through college or that got me into my career. It would be those lessons I learned from my village, you would say.